So one way that we can display functions is by graphing them. Now you've done graphing in the past, so a lot of this is going to be review. The main thing that I really want to talk about when we're talking about graphing in algebra is that the domain can be given in three different ways. It can be given as discrete, which we'll talk about what that means. It can be given as restricted, or it can be given as all reals. And depending on how the domain is given, that has to influence what your graph is going to look like. We're going to look at all three cases. And to make things simple, we're going to graph the same function each time, and I'm just going to show you the difference. So we're going to start by graphing this function right here. It's f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 1. And we're going to start with the domain all reals because that's the one that you're actually most accustomed to. So I'm always going to start by creating a table. In this case, we normally do x and y, but in this case, y is actually f of x. So I'm going to write f of x. That's not a huge issue, but I just want to mention it. So now what we need to do is we need to choose the x values that I'm going to put in my table. Now, in the past, maybe you always chose the same ones, like maybe you always chose -3 to +3. Well, in algebra, we deal with some more complex functions. And so you need to be a little bit smarter about what x values you pick. But when the domain is all reals, you get to choose any x values that you want. If you go and you watch the two graphing tips videos that I attached to this lesson, you'll get some information about how to pick your x values. So in this case, I'm going to pick -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I get these values directly from my calculator. I'm going to put the function into my calculator. If you need to, pause the video and go do it yourself. I'm going to put it in y equals, and then I'm going to look at the table. All right, that part's done. Now I'm going to plot the points on the graph. -2, 9 is right there. -1, 4, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 4, and 4, 9. Now at this point, now we need to remind ourselves what our domain is. Our domain is all reals, and that means we're actually going to connect the dots. I looked at this graph on my calculator, so I know it's a nice smooth curve. It's not pointy, doesn't have jagged edges. And then also with all reals, we're actually going to extend beyond our last points, and we're going to put arrows. There is our graph. This is what a graph looks like for all reals. We connect the dots, and we extend all the way across the graph, and we put arrows. Those are all characteristics of all reals. Then, the next thing we need to do is we need to state our range. Remember that our range is output. It's bottom to top, okay? So our domain is our inputs, that's left to right. Our range is bottom to top. So in this case, we do have a bottom to this graph. It's right here. The bottom is 0, and the top, we don't have a top. In both cases, this goes off to infinity. So we actually don't have a top here. This goes off to infinity. So I like to give my range either as a compound inequality or interval notation is really, really nice. This has a bottom of 0 and a top of infinity. So there's my range in interval notation. Remember, range is bottom to top, never top to bottom, always bottom to top. Okay. Let's continue. Basically going to take, okay, so now we have the same exact function, so you don't have to retype it in your calculator, but now this is what's called a restricted domain. This is restricted, and what that means is we're still going to graph all the numbers that are between -2 and 3, but we're not going to go past -2, or 3 in the x direction. It's kind of like cropping a picture. We're our picture, and we're gonna kind of crop out the other pieces. So let me show you what I mean by that. So now when I create my table, now I don't have to choose my x values. They're given to me. -2 to 3. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And again, from our calculator, that's going to be 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. Now I'm going to go to my graph and I'm going to plot those points. -2, 9, -1, 4, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, and 3, 4. And since we're graphing every single point, we are going to connect this with a line. So again, it's a nice smooth curve, but this time I'm not going to go past my endpoints. I'm not going to go past my endpoints. It stops. That's what restricted means. Like I said, it's kind of like cropping out some of the picture. Okay, range, we're still going to do bottom to top. There's the bottom, same place it was before. Now this has an actual top. It doesn't go any higher than this. So that's going to be the top. So in this case, my top is going to be 0 to, what's the top? 9. Remember, the output is up as the y values. So it's bottom to top. Now, you could also write this as 0 less than or equal to f of x, which is less than or equal to 9, which means these two things mean exactly the same thing. They mean all the values between 0 and 9, and the f of x means output. This one is kind of nice because it matches the way that the domain was given. The domain was given as a compound inequality, so we'll give the range as a compound inequality. But if you like interval notation, just stick with interval notation. I'm okay with that. All right, one more. Again, we have the same function, and I want you to notice that the domain, I actually chose the same values that's up here. I chose them here, but I want you to notice that I listed them out. This is what's known as discrete. This is discrete, and what that means is I'm not interested in a point like 1.5. I'm only interested in -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. I'm not interested in what happens in between them. Process starts exactly the same way. That's the beauty of these, is they're all very similar. Still going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Still going to go to my calculator to get my outputs. Still going to plot the points. Doesn't change. But with discrete, since I'm not interested in what's happening in between these points, that means I'm not going to connect these. This graph is done. All we're going to put is the dots. And then for the range, it's still bottom to top, but this time I'm just going to list it out. R for range, fancy brackets, it matches the domain. And now what's my outputs? My outputs is, and I like to go bottom to top, 0, 1, 4, 9. Remember, we don't repeat values when we're doing domain and range. So I have 0, 1, 4, and 9. So 3 different types of domains that could be given, and you have to match your graph and your range to match the domain that's given. That's it.